Sure.
Ooh, we're back. Back
Okay,
on
we're
the
good.
web. We're back on the TikToks again. There's some folks
Oh, are
joining
you
us
are
for.
you doing it live?
Yep.
All right, let's see how quickly we can get kicked off. Shit, fuck, motherfucker. Ass and titties.
We we
Ass and titties. Oh,
we just actually finally got, during my off period, our restrictions lifted. So thanks.
well, 6 weeks will do that.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm in the middle of catching up on about 6 weeks of school too, which is fun.
Oh, good. Get back on task.
And the locksmith, I mean, this is a podcast, so it doesn't, the visual jokes don't work as well. But man, I don't think I could pull off a hat like that.
I didn't think I was gonna either, but everyone in the real world loves it. I walk around and they're like, "Dude, that's the coolest hat I've ever seen." So I mean, you made that fake commercial about marketing his big ass hats locksmith company, and it seems to have taken on a life of its own.
Yeah, I mean, did you actually kill the animal that I'm assuming it's leather was made out of to make that hat?
Oh yeah, it's really heavy over there too. So I mean, it's a lot there.
You're not going to have to worry about that thing blowing off.
Although I
No.
still kind of miss the Force Ranger hat. Oh, it's coming back. Don't worry. It's the summer hat.
All right, all right. We've changed seasons. We're going from 40 degrees in December with no snow. I actually took the e-bike out today to -2 by Thursday, and apparently snow and all kinds of crap coming this weekend.
It's 50 in lacrosse right now.
Good Lord. Hey,
Great.
speaking of lacrosse, shout out to everybody from your ABC station as well as ours here that is no longer
Right.
employed.
Yeah, it's lacrosse is getting weird. We had the porn star chancellor, then we had
Yep.
one of the longest running and most respected TV stations in town just get fucking gouged and all their people go. And then one of the talk radio guys who's a legend of this town died from pancreatic cancer recently. So it's the emotional blows are just hitting me from left and right.
Granted, if I had the choice between pancreatic cancer and going back to radio in that market,
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
that was a
I think most
terrible.
people will miss his cooking show.
Yeah, yeah, and the wine stuff too. Seem to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're yeah, since we're live here everywhere, since I've been working on schoolwork, this is the inspiration for the cringe episode. While I'm introing this, think we're doing cringy stories from your youth or anything that you can think of offhand. And one of the groups I have, we do these discussions, and it's a organizational behavior, so we're talking about all kinds of stuff. But one of the people in my group actually did one of her recent essays on Taylor Swift and how being a Swiftie was important to her life. And I just, I had to, it took every fiber of my being to just kind of want to pat her on the head if I ever see her and just go, it's okay. Or just completely tear her apart.
If you look back at history, this will be the moment where people could say this is where the Church of Swifty began. This is where it becomes a religion.
Yeah, we should probably be careful because God knows if there's an angry Swifty watching right now. Just by saying that word, it's kind of like saying that you want to go after the president. Like you might have a bunch of Swifties pop up out of nowhere and just,
I mean, I could think of worse ways to die with a bunch of hot 20 somethings tearing you to pieces.
I want to be made into a hat.
Okay, Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
But I started thinking about cringe-worthy things from my youth. I don't know if I made any like horrible fashion mistakes. That was one thing that seems to come up a lot. Um, Now yours didn't really happen during your youth, Todd, but the zip off pant leg thing, although they were efficient,
They were, but yeah, because sometimes it's cold in the morning, you want full pants on, but then it warms up by midday, so you want to go to shorts. So you just zip off the lower part of the pant leg.
you just want every opportunity to show off your gams.
I do have like very muscular calves, yes.
That's something you know now, locksmith.
I, if for the people watching on YouTube later, just the look on the locksmith's face was worth it right there. He wasn't
If
rolling his eyes, but his eyes were shut, and I could see his eyes rolling behind the lids,
Yeah, if they would have gone any farther back into his head, he probably would have ended up with some kind of an aneurysm.
pretty much, pretty much.
Eyes are trying to rip.
Although it's cringeworthy, I look back and remember back in the mid '90s, people used to have like these ear clip things, and it could just be anything. It could be an animal, it could be a little person, and they would basically just kind of clip under your lobe. It wasn't a piercing;
Yeah.
it was just something that would just kind of clip on and hang there.
Yeah.
And I picked up one down in the Dells one time when
No.
I was road tripping with friends, and I wore it around for a while. And I remember going to like some house parties and some girls I knew like that thing's dumb. Take it out. And I'm like, are you gonna come home with me tonight? They're like, no. And I'm like, then shut the fuck up.
It's
I just like what your opinion means nothing.
the image that comes to mind is you looking like somebody tagged a deer with that thing.
Well, I mean, back then, I still had dark hair. I had a goatee because that's what everybody had in the '90s. And so just dark hair, buzzed on top, goatee, and then this little ear thing. So I think by today's standards, that may have been like some sort of like gay calling card, but back then it was just dumb college shit to do.
If you were really serious, you'd attach the clip to one in your nose too.
Oh, I mean, that one you have to get a piercing because there's no way in hell the weight of that thing would keep it up.
There was a girl at Deaf Ear in lacrosse that used to have one of those. Actually, she kicked us out because we used the incorrect lingo for a uh, herb smoking device while we were there.
Okay.
That was back when you couldn't say weed pipe. You had to say tobacco instrument or whatever.
Well, I just had to make sure you weren't a narc.
Were you around for the great silk shirt phase of the 90s too?
Uh,
I mean, there
yeah, I
was,
got one as a gift.
yeah, nothing like that thing just switching around and you having like hard nipples all day.
Well, I mean, they tend to be billowy, almost like a pirate shirt.
Oh, there goes the locksmith's eyes again.
I remember them all over the Goodwill when I was there. I mean, I'm a '90s kid, so I remember the silk shirts just being everywhere, and all these dudes just snatching them up. I ended up working with a guy who had a Jerry curl later, and
Oh,
all he wore is silk shirts.
They wear a lot of Drakkar Noir cologne.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody thought we were family because he had curly hair and I had curly hair. I'm like, dude, we don't even look like at all like each other. But no, everybody thought because he had curly hair. Clearly, we were the same people. Like
remember
that was.
Hypercolor?
Are those shirts that change color when they get warm or something?
Yeah, the shirt that
Oh,
told everyone how sweaty your pits were.
the mood ring shirt.
I was wondering if those things gave you cancer. If
Prob-
there's like some weird chemicals in them.
I know they were toast once you threw them in the dryer. Oh, apparently
Oh yeah.
you can't make cancer jokes because we just got restricted again.
Oh,
Wow.
That
Okay, that's
wasn't
interesting.
even as bad as the earlier one, but okay.
Yeah, I could think about ass and titties, but yeah, cancer. Wow. All
they
right,
do
fair enough.
titties and the cancer. It was like a combo effect.
Mm, maybe
Yeah, somebody's listening is like keeping a little counter going, like a little. a Bacchus. It's just like, oh, he said that. He said that. Okay.
Yeah, I think somebody reported us. There are several users watching right now. I don't know what they're doing while they're watching, but yeah, I think hopefully they're not covert Swifties. I
Can you
know.
tell what country they're in?
Eh. Hey, by the way, we're really popular in Germany now.
Oh, well,
Oh,
Somebody
okay.
watching right now could look up what the hell Radio Mofo means in German.
Oh, that'd be scary.
Yeah, we you can't wave at people on a podcast. No one's gonna see you.
No, wait a minute, somebody else.
We had and then like conversely to the silk shirts though, we had the flannel outbreak of the 90s too, where you could just coat yourself in flannel. All related, I guess, to the grunge thing. Um, Cringeworthy, you have just like cringeworthy stories for us from your youth, Locksmith, even though I still feel like you were out in the woods like slaughtering bears with your bare hands or
well, sometimes, I made public spectacles of myself all the time when I was in high school, by accident mostly. I lost a bet with my history teacher one time, and I used to be able to do this really terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger impression that was based on an impression of a guy on the radio in my hometown. And so it was really, really bad, like tragically bad. And I had to do the entire morning announcements in that voice. Um, it was a long day too. I had to read like several paragraphs of like really weird legal jargon, and I did it all in that voice.
I was just expecting it to be, the day's lunch menu.
I did that too. I mean, it was, toast and eggs and this, that, the other thing. And I did not live that down for a good long time.
What are the
Usually
chances you
that,
can still do it?
I don't know, it rips apart my voice when I do it now.
Okay. Well, we'll give you a pass. I had
I looked up
one.
radio mofo. I looked up radio mofo in German, and it means radio mofo.
Oh, okay.
Does not translate anything else.
I thought
Tracks.
it might still be one of those weird ghost radio stations that they talk about that just sends out weird signals every now and then from the war in Germany that, you know, yeah, they're still around. They're still online, and occasionally one will just send out a random message that people listen to them 24 hours a day just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, number stations, the old CIA way of talking to each other.
Yep, exactly. There's another podcast I listen to, that Stuff You Should Know one, that talks about that. But um, I had a cringeworthy story that came up instantly as soon as I started thinking about this. And
Of course you did.
as always, it involves poop. Let's see if we can get that
Why?
restriction down.
Why do all your stories involve
Let-
poop?
Let's see if we can just
Lost
get
their bowel
banned
control.
permanently from TikTok right now.
God.
In grade school, going way back. I don't know why I still remember this. Maybe it's just because it was so awesome or so horrible.
Traumatized.
Um, we were in gym class and I was just standing around. I don't know what we were doing. I don't remember, but I was standing around and we were all kind of in groups and I suddenly, this is after lunch, and suddenly I got the urge that I had to poop bad. And I don't know why.
Welcome to middle age.
I don't know why either, but as a kid, I used to hate pooping. Absolutely hated it. Would hold it until I couldn't anymore. To the point where like coat hangers had to be used to break them up. Yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
so there's the
Wow.
line forms to the left, ladies.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, we're sitting around, we're just walking around in gym class. I don't remember what I was doing, but it had to happen. And it did. But do you know Futurama much? I know
Oh yeah.
you know Nibbler.
Yeah.
You know those dumps he takes that it's like a cannonball, but it's small, but it weighs like 10,000 pounds.
Neutronium.
Yes. That's more or less what I did, except it wasn't neutronium, it was poop. And I just conveniently, it just boop, like that popped out, went through the tidy whities somehow, because maybe just because of the weight, neutronium, and the action at the time. And
Well,
uh
it's heavy mass.
and fell right down my pants leg and rolled a few feet across the floor.
Oh my God.
Now, the good thing
Oh,
about it was no one noticed except me. So I, being the athlete that and kickball expert that I was,
Okay.
I kicked that thing and it went flying
oh,
across the gym and then underneath these portable bleachers that they had and hit the wall, and there was a big thud. Everybody looked around trying to figure out what the thud was, but I got away with it. But to this day, I still wonder how long that turd sat there before,
you sure you didn't swallow a ball bearing by accident
back in the day, it was possible. We didn't
or a
have
rubber ball?
the toys that kids have now. So
Maybe your mom made a dumpling and it was just, not moist enough and it just stuck in there.
yeah, I'm still proud of that kick to this day.
Maybe it passed a kidney stone.
I don't we were all living on Mountain Dew and Pop Rocks back then, so it's possible.
Oh God, yeah, it could be a bunch of undigested Pop Rocks.
There you go.
Pop Rock
Jeez.
challenge TikTok, try it.
Oh my God, Mikey. No wonder we can't get ladies on this thing.
All right, what else you got?
How do
I
you
had a buddy,
top that?
I had a buddy like that never shit, and his family had a poop knife in the bathroom for him. So when he inevitably did go, he had to cut it up with a butter knife so he could go down the toilet. That was his whole life.
So the poop knife is a real thing.
Yeah, it was a real thing, and it was in there. They had to wash it off after they used it, and they never took it down from the bathroom, which made it extra disgusting because it was always there, and you knew what it was for.
If I walk into the bathroom and see a knife sitting, was it hung up on the wall like next to the live, laugh, love sign in the bathroom?
It's worse. They have this like really tall vanity, and the toilet's really low, so you'd sit on the shitter, and you'd look immediately to your right, and at eye level, the poop knife would almost always be right there.
For,
I was staring at you right in the face,
for your convenience,
just in case you need it.
just in
Oh,
just in case grandma went heavy on the cheese at Thanksgiving this year.
oh, you'd have a big one, and they'd all come running up. The whole family. There was 12 of them that lived in this house, and they'd all come running up. This was before you could snap a picture on your phone, of course, and they'd all have to look at it so they all could make jokes about it for the next coming months. That's how messed up these people were.
Wow, that's got to make for some interesting family reunions.
Oh yeah,
Remember
they had
that
all.
time we took out the Polaroid and
Or they don't put grandpa's box of Polaroids from the war. Yeah.
yeah, we have that's they had that stuff. Now we're gonna have box of Polaroids with poop. That's
Yep.
what our
Oh, it's
generation.
gonna be like all the photos on so and so's phone.
Yeah.
When they die, he's like you get into the phone, it's like, oh my God.
How glad are you that cell phones didn't exist when you were in college?
Oh, especially for my 30th birthday, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because that church probably still would not forgive you for the things you did outside of it.
That's right. I don't think much of that denomination anyways. But college, I knew this one girl that she always took pictures and she'd always make triples. So because she always liked to give, people copies of the pictures. And I still have a bunch of them. I'm like, what the fuck, I don't know if it was just like a thing, or just to prove that she had friends or proof that she hung out with people. I don't know if it's a self-esteem thing or what, but yeah, she just always made triples of all of her film. It's back when everybody had those disposable cameras. You use them once. I mean, like I can think of all the weddings I went to, and people are just taking stupid fucking pictures,
Oh
just
yeah.
stupid ones.
I may have been part of a group at a wedding once that hijacked a bunch of those cameras and took them into the bathroom. Now, I didn't take any of mine, but I'm sure they were surprised when they, got their film developed at Walgreens. And, honey, is that your penis? No. What about that one? No. Hey, that one's black.
Me and a sales guy did that for one of the radio engineers' weddings.
No.
We were just hammered, so we started. I mean, we just thought everything we did was funny. So we're taking like weird peeing pictures of like bizarre angles. Just it's just oh Christ, because like and then weeks go by and then we're like, yeah, we saw the pictures. Thanks. And we're like, oh yeah, forgot about that because we were so drunk.
Showing the
Fuck.
bride what she missed out on.
That was, radio people, if there's one thing they do well, it's serious drinking. Serious drinking. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting to be Christmas party time, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, if there was one time a year when it paid to work at that radio station,
Oh shit, yeah. But I don't know if they even do that anymore.
I don't know how they
Because,
could legally.
well, you still can't. You can take people out for dinner. You just don't give them an open bar tab anymore.
I'm talking about Monday morning when everybody comes back in and that HR problems that come about.
For some of them that've been there so long, you just expect them to be an asshole at the company Christmas party. Either that or they finally got over that. They just don't do it anymore.
Doubtful.
Yeah, true, true. Either that or people are just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. He's just gonna be a stupid ass.
As a generation, this is another thing that I keep getting all these like Generation X things that are popping up on, Facebook because I'm old. I use Facebook. Um, what
Mm.
are we going to be remembered? I think all three of us fall into that category, right?
No, I think the locksmith, you're technically a millennial, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm an elder millennial.
Is that the Zennial thing where you kind of stuck between them?
I'm just barely on the cusp of being a millennial, so I'm in that weird, awkward phase where we don't really want to be millennials and we don't really work with Gen X, but we just sort of exist. Yeah, that's my generation.
I, you know, people. I think most people forget there is a Gen X
Yeah,
because
we're
it's all
definitely.
it's all about the boomers and it's all about the millennials and the Gen Zs now.
Yeah, I think we're the forgotten generation, but we're also fine with that.
It's
Yeah,
better.
but we'll be the first generation that doesn't have Social Security.
Yeah, we're screwed. I mean, we knew
Pretty
we were
much.
screwed then.
Pretty much.
Now it's just being verified.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Now, what's the millennial generation going to be known for?
Oh my God, so much. We are like the scapegoat generation for every bad thing that's happened since forever. It's like, oh, these damn millennials, they don't work hard enough. Oh, shame on them. If I had a dollar,
Do
That's
you
because the
get
boomers. That's because the boomers went fucking retire.
do you get
well,
blamed
yeah.
for 9/11 frequently? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, 9/11, you name it, you get blamed for it. I mean, it's really funny, we grew up in this generation where they're like, you need to go to college, you need to do this, you need to do that. You could do anything you want to. And they kept saying that so much that by the time those kids grew up and they did anything they want to, they found out the anything is Starbucks. That's where they work now.
Mm.
That's life. You go in there, there's a millennial there. I bet you money.
As a
Yeah.
millennial, your future is either Starbucks, working at Amazon, or OnlyFans, I assume.
You know, you got a PhD in parapsychology, but the only thing you get to do with your life is ask, "Can I take your order?" That's being a millennial.
The thing I think of most is it being a member of a generation that still went to a music store. I worked at one. I mean,
Went to go rent videos at the video shop, walk around, see what was new, see what had the coolest cover.
do you remember I was talking about this to somebody the other day, the long box that CDs came in, the big cardboard box?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were banned because of people thought they were wasting cardboard. And as it turns out, wrapping everything in fucking plastic now probably wasn't the best idea because all of that plastic is still floating around somewhere.
Yep. We're all full of microplastics.
Yep.
Kind of okay with that. It makes me one step closer to my dream of being a cyborg.
It does sound great.
Okay. Brain damage cyborg, baby.
Well, yeah, that's a given. That's what the other robotic half of me is there to replace.
It's what the early adopters get. They always pick the brain damage ones for the first couple, you know. Look at the Musk ones. He's got them Android guys, and both those guys are almost brain dead when they put it in.
Yeah, if you were offered the Neuralink, the chip in your head tomorrow, with maybe say the guarantee of a lot of money and never having to work again, and would you do it?
Nah,
See,
no,
people talk about how they don't want their thoughts to be, they don't want all their things like that to be monitored. But if you're online, you have a cell phone, you're kind of being watched anyway.
I'd be more worried
Yeah.
about it.
See, there's still plenty of stuff that's in my head I don't express, verbally or on the internet. People don't need to know that shit.
That's an entire episode in itself. What
All the
if we
all the
just
all the horrible things that just flicker through one's mind.
we just put you in a dark room with a microphone for about 4 hours and recorded it? I feel like it would
That would
be
be
a
a
hit.
very bad idea, Mikey.
It'd
I didn't
be
spend this much time repressing all this shit to want to open that can of worms.
you could be the next we could do like a some kind of Netflix Tiger King-ish special where we just leave you unsupervised for a day and see
What's
what
this
happens.
me shit? Why don't you do it?
Why?
If
That's
anybody's got a box full of fucking shit to unload, it's you.
You're not wrong. Line forms to the left again, ladies.
Yep, line form to the left. Well coiffed dude over here.
Hey,
Right
you like
play.
that? Having a quaff's kind of nice, but
You can almost pass for a small bank president in a small town.
got the small town. We got more banks, churches, and bars than any other institution around here.
That's the one thing I've never understood is all these little banks that keep popping up everywhere with like names I've never heard of. And I'm like, who the hell's using them? Are they all just fronts for something?
Kinda.
Wait a minute.
The old country kitchen on King Street. That's a bank now.
What?
Well, that one makes sense. That one makes sense. The little town ones don't make any damn sense. I was in one of them not that long ago. Big bank,
Locksmithing?
12. Yeah, there's 12 offices in this place, right? Three people work there. They built it like that. They put all these offices. They rebuilt the bank, put all these offices in there. Three people work there. Two tellers and one manager. There's no
Mhm.
way in front.
Huh.
It's in a
So what
town
you're
of two.
you're saying is if I need somebody to launder money,
Oh yeah.
that would involve having money first. As a locksmith, this is a totally off the topic question. How hard would it be
That's how
for
we
you to
roll.
get into a bank vault?
The vault, if they use the vault, terrifyingly awful because those vaults are made to beat the toughest safe crackers. But most banks don't use a vault anymore, so they just use a drawer. They keep their money in a drawer. It's banks aren't safe. If you have a safety deposit box, it ain't safe. You're better off just putting all your crap you like underneath your mattress. It's probably safer there.
Bury it in the backyard.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. A while back, one of the big banks, like national chains, they just dumped everybody's safety deposit boxes in a sack and then mailed it off to a central processing unit and didn't tell anyone. That's fine, right?
What?
Yeah.
What was the reasoning behind that?
Well, they decided that they didn't want safety deposit boxes in the bank anymore, even though the bank still has those boxes in the building. They didn't take the room away. They just took everybody's shit out and threw it in a sack and then mailed it to this processing center. And surprise, like jewelry and necklaces and chains and stuff don't like just roughly being dumped into a sack and thrown in a box to be mailed somewhere.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was it was a huge deal. A lot of locksmiths made a lot of money over it, but a lot of people lost their shit over it too.
wow. So what you're saying is what we as Generation X probably knew was don't trust banks.
Yeah, they're bad. Turns out.
Huh, who knew?
Yeah, it's weird. Big CEO banks are evil. Who knew?
Well, let's not get into the CEO discussion right now.
Oh, snap.
They did catch him today, by the way.
Well, did they catch him or somebody they think is attached to it?
What I think is hilarious, and I don't get behind a lot of dumb trends and contests right now, is that there's actually, like lookalike gatherings like Timothy Chalamet and Central, a whole bunch of guys that look like him. They did it in Central Park, but with a whole bunch of dudes that looked like the guy. I mean, you only
Yeah,
have to look like from nose down or nose up, I guess.
the Monopoly money was my favorite touch.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird shit with this.
I just love it. Love it. Somebody let the intrusive thoughts win. You're not supposed to do that, but somebody let them win.
Yeah, my vacation had something to do with my intrusive thoughts winning again.
They're not supposed to win. You never win when they win. Mm-mm.
If there was an evil corporation, what's the most evil corporation you can think of?
McDonald's.
Ooh,
Basically, all healthcare. Pick one. They're all bad.
I was gonna say the Catholic Church now that we're banned on TikTok, so might as well get that out of the way.
Oh yeah, you
Nice.
might.
Although I do like this new pope. He's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Do you want to party with the Pope?
No, no, he's all about like living humbly and shit, which is a nice change of pace as opposed to the gold booties.
speaking
Well,
of,
yeah, it's it's easy to live humbly like we do right now because I'm fucking broke. I mean, that's my option. It's not called being broke, according to the Pope. It's called living humbly.
You should get yourself a priest collar and just walk around taking donations
You know,
for starving orphans.
Lenny Bruce used to do that and
Oh, Christ, really?
got away for him. I just read a book about him. It just he got away with it for an incredibly long time before he actually had to go back and apologize to the church. But he went into I don't remember what he was doing, but he was doing something for a priest's office, I think, and stole one of his collars. Can't beat him, join him.
Nice.
yeah, way to get money. And I know some people that do TikToks for money. There's some people out there that literally put their Venmo in their bio underneath their TikTok video, be like, "Pay me money," and people do it.
See, we can't do that because we keep getting restricted on fucking TikTok because Todd's filthy mouth and but
Fuck yeah. What's that new one everyone's moving over to? Like blue something? Blue heaven?
Blue
Blue
Chew.
Sky.
Blue sky. That's what it is.
Can we talk? We got 2 minutes, but can we talk about why that? Have you noticed Blue Chew everywhere ads?
Everywhere.
Oh,
Or
God.
hint,
Yeah.
Why is it that the people in those ads, and a lot of them they look like they're in their 20s? What kind of kid in his 20s or guy in his 20s needs more boners?
microplastics. That's, messed people up, man.
Well, the thing is, if you're an incel, you're not going to get laid anyways. So why do you need boner pills?
I got microplastics clogging up my.
Either that or it's just you're so anxious about vagina, you need to steel yourself, literal and metaphorical, in case the day actually comes or you get to sink the pink.
And it's always women like hopping out of a swimming pool or something. What
But
woman
yeah,
really wants a guy to have like access to 24-hour a day boners? That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, especially a guy in his 20s. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, unassisted boners are a big enough
well,
issue
if he's morbidly obese and severely diabetic, he's going to have erectile dysfunction anyways. So yeah, he's going to need the boner pills.
back
Yeah, fair.
again on how evil McDonald's is, I guess.
Hmm.
That was their original plan, wasn't just to make solid hamburgers, it was to kill the boners of an entire generation,
Yes.
along with
No more happy meals. No happy meals whatsoever.
along with the plastics industry.
It's like
Or maybe
Kellogg.
that's what Grimace is supposed to be.
I thought he was a butt plug.
No, he's just the tip of an unextended penis.
I always thought it was a butt plug, and I always thought the name Grimace was really fitting for that.
Okay.
Anyways, there goes our TikTok restriction.
It's good to be restricted. It's a
So
It'll
we're
be
bad.
up
gonna
in 6 weeks.
at least we know the Pope's not coming after us because so far we've nailed the Swifties, the plastics industry, McDonald's. Who else can we get banned from quickly?
Boeing. We should mention Boeing for sure.
Boeing and their excellent doors.
Yep, they make great doors.
I mean, they might make great doors, they just don't know how to put them on.
Mm, you're right. You're right.
Anyway, I guess that'll do it for another solid whatever the hell that was for the last 45 minutes. We'll re
Making like solid coming out.